at the 5-yard line by Roger Lewis. First and goal for the Giants after a gain of 12.
Boy, great job by Manning. He's trying to go to his right. You see him looking in this direction. And then when he has to regroup and come back, this is a laser shot to Roger Lewis. And nice catch.
Longest play today by the Giants. And now first and goal from the 5-yard line. Wayne Gallman, the rookie out of Clemson, in at running back. Play action. Manning on the move to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Evan Ingram. The rookie with his 3rd touchdown of the season, and off the turnover, the Giants take advantage.
It might not be a 40-yard dash, but Evan Ingram is a fast player. He fakes inside, then he comes back to the outside, and you can see the diving Seahawks just a breath away from knocking this ball out of his hands. But that's what you call speed, when you're able to come inside and then separate away from the defense going back to the outside.
All 3 of Ingram's touchdowns have been in the red zone this season, and the extra point by Rosas is good. Evan Ingram, the 1st-round pick, puts the Giants on the board.
Introducing the all-new delivery pouch from Pizza Hut. Thanks to 3 layers of thermal insulation, your pizza arrives oven hot. It's like having our oven right in your kitchen. Well, pretty close. Try it with the best pizza delivery deal. Large 2 topping, just $7.99. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
The new celebration rules are in place, and Pepsi is all for it. Antonio, what have you got in mind? Bit of a throwback. Looks like the Charleston. You never see that in football or anywhere.
On your left. The brightness is increasing. It's coming up closer and closer. There it is. Oh, yeah, beautiful.
Cars like this don't come around often. Introducing the all-new Type R, the most powerful Civic ever, from Honda.
Every morning, I thought I had to make a choice. Do I use a toothpaste that whitens my teeth, or one that's good for my teeth? Now I don't have to choose. My dentist told me about new Crest whitening therapy, so I tried it.
From Crest 3D White comes new whitening therapy. It's our best whitening technology. Plus, it has a fortifying formula to protect your enamel.
Now I get a whiter smile and healthy teeth all in one.
The 3D White collection from Crest. Healthy, beautiful smiles for life.
You ain't really seen it like that before, you like, when you put it like that, you like.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut. And by Crest. Healthy, beautiful smiles for life.
Absolutely gorgeous day in the tri-state area, and the Giants score first today. A 2-play drive capped off by the touchdown from Manning to Ingram. It was after the Rawls fumble that was returned by Landon Collins. Seattle, an excellent red zone defense. In fact, #1 in the NFL. That's just the 4th red zone touchdown they've allowed this year. Lockett on the return. Lockett is tackled short of the 20-yard line. Get your weekend started when the Dolphins head north to take on the Ravens. Light the night up with Thursday Night Football on CBS and NFL Network. Miami with a big comeback at home against the Jets. Jay Cutler did get hurt in that game. Matt Moore finished the game for Miami, and now a short week for the Dolphins as they get set to take on a Ravens team that lost today against Minnesota. Well, Pete Carroll and offensive coordinator Darrell Bevell put Rawls right back in the game here after the fumble on 1st and 10. Wilson to Baldwin. Take on a Ravens team that lost today against Minnesota. Well, Pete Carroll, offensive coordinator Darryl Bevell put Rawls right back in the game here after the fumble on 1st and 10.
وصلت الآن إلى المكان الذي فيه سوف
Wilson with ball. Rodgers, Cromartie trips him up. On the last drive before the fumble, the Giants defense really buckled down in the red zone.
Well, we saw the speed against the fly sweep, then we saw power, snacks Harrison in the middle, and then you see the all-out hustle by the rookie Avery, and the opportunistic fumble recovery by Landon Collins, who was seeing end zone until Doug Baldwin took it down.
4 takeaways in the last 6 quarters for Steve Spagnuolo's defense. That play lost 3, so it's 2nd and 13. Wilson on the move. He's got some room to run. There's a flag down. Eli Apple pushes Wilson out of bounds, but let's see what the penalty is back at the line of scrimmage. And now a little trash talk going on with JPP and Damon Harrison exchanging a few words with the Seahawks offensive line.
They're just trying to find out a good place to go eat after the game.
Could be it.
Holding, offense, number 76. This penalty be assessed half the distance to the goal and repeat 2nd down.
3rd holding call this year on the right tackle of Fetty.
If you are playing offensive line for the Seattle Seahawks and you can feel the pressure change, you have to realize Russell Wilson's my quarterback. He's probably moving out of the pocket or scrambling in that direction, and you have to let go at that instant.
2nd down and 20 for Seattle with 10:50 to go in the first half. Wilson in trouble in his own end zone. Escapes on the move, out of the end zone now, fires, and that pass is caught by Darboh. So the rookie Darboh with his 2nd grab of the game. And now it'll be 3rd down and 4 after a 16-yard pickup.
You can have a great pass rush and not get to Russell Wilson. I mean, it all broke down. They were going right at his launch point. He's able to get out of the pocket and throw a strike down the field to the receiver, and the receiver does a good job coming back. Now, he's not breaking the scramble rules like Doug Baldwin would. When you get deep and come back, you continue to come back to the quarterback. Nice job.
Wilson's 9 out of 12 for 91 yards. This is 3rd and 4 with 2 on the play clock. Wilson over the middle to Baldwin, and Baldwin has it for a 1st down. That's the 7th catch this year on 3rd down for Doug Baldwin, and again, all 7 have moved the chains.
The ability to slide and move, you'll hear people talk about being able to uncover. Doug Baldwin is trying to find the eyes of Russell Wilson, because once he can find his eyes, he knows, hey, he can see me, I can see him, he can probably throw me the ball at that point.
Ball spotted at the 29-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Wilson steps up again, looking to run, and slides across the 35-yard line. So tough to get Russell Wilson down in the backfield. Looked like that could have been a negative play. Instead, he gets 6.
And you've got some hands on the hips for the Giant defenders right now. They've been chasing Russell Wilson around for a lot of intensity early on in this ball game. So you start to get a little winded. Fortunately, Kerry Wynn, you see him number 72 at the end of that play. He's back on the field after he got his knee checked out.
Yeah, time of possession, big factor in the first half. The Giants defense has been on the field for the majority of this half. Here comes a blitz by Jenkins. There's the screen to Rawls. He's got a lot of room. Rawls across midfield for a Seattle 1st down. That's just the 2nd completed screen pass of the season for Seattle, fewest in the NFL.
Rawls left a little bit in the tank on this play. What he needs to be able to do is let these linemen do their job. He runs right past Britt and just makes a collision with the safety. You slow down a little bit, let Britt pave the road for you. You've probably got another 5, 10, 15 yards in that play.
We asked Russell Wilson, how come you've only completed 1 screen pass? He said, you know, we do have them in our playbook. We just don't call them very often. That was a great call there by Darryl Bevell in Seattle. Wilson wants more through the air. Pressure coming. He gets rid of it to a wide open Graham, and he dropped it. Oh, Jimmy Graham would have kept on running, maybe right into the end zone.
You know, everybody in the stands said Jimmy Graham is about to rumble down the field, and so is Jimmy Graham. And you feel bad about dropping the ball. You'll feel even worse when you watch it on film and you see the punishment that Russell Wilson took waiting for you to get open.
Avery Moss delivered that punishment. Remember, Graham had a drop in the end zone.
2 drops now.
That's his second. Second down and 10. It's McKissick on the carry. McKissick is taken down short of the 45-yard line. It's 3rd down. Robert Thomas making the tackle.
The Giants, when they rotate their tackles, you know, Damon Harrison goes out, Dalvin Tomlinson, but when Robert Thomas and Jay Bromley come in, they don't lose a lot. Those are 2 excellent run stuffers, guys who also push that interior of the pocket pretty well on 1st and 2nd down. Now he's got a little bit more of the pass rushes inside. And you're going to see Jason Pierre-Paul is actually lined up on the interior of the line. Got him 3 places at once, but he's right in the middle.
Wilson on 3rd down, completes it to Baldwin again. Doug Baldwin, all 3 of his catches on 3rd down today have all moved the chains for Seattle.
You probably have a package called Double Doug. You probably need to bring it out on 3rd down because he's been a thorn in their side every 3rd down so far.
Baldwin has 3 touchdowns in 4 career games at this stadium, including the Super Bowl victory over the Denver Broncos. 6:25 to go 2nd quarter, and again, a false start.
False start. Offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty, and repeat, 1st down.
Been a rough half for the right tackle, Jermaine Ifedi, the 2nd-year man out of Texas A&M.
Russell Wilson is a great leader. I don't suppose that he will just chew Ifedi out when they get in the huddle and ready to call a play, but he will make some type of reference about moving early, watching what you're doing offensively. So there was a little message, probably 1 or 2 words directed at Ifedi and the rest of the guys along the offensive line.
Saw that stat. Giants have only run 13 plays. This is the 32nd play for Seattle. Wilson from behind. Kennard gets him. And Wilson just threw that one away. And there's the flag for grounding. Russell Wilson did not see Devon Kennard from behind.
And he did not get the ball back to the line of scrimmage, even though he's outside the pocket.
Intentional grounding, offense, number 3. The quarterback, although he was outside the pocket, did not get the ball back to the line of scrimmage. The ball will be placed 10-yard penalty and a loss of down, 2nd down.
When you're going to play action pass, you need your offensive line to be able to do a solid job up front. But there's a free rusher. Russell Wilson tries to get out of the pocket and see in desperation trying to get rid of the ball, but he can't get it back to the line of scrimmage even though he's outside the pocket.
Steve Spagnuolo told us Friday at the Giants training facility, a lot of opponents have a tough time blocking Devon Kennard. Now in his 4th year out of USC, and he made a big play for the Giants defensively to set up 2nd and 26.
JPP standing up in the middle right there. That'd be a scary sight if I were a quarterback.
And it's a handoff to Rawls, and he only gets a couple. It's 3rd and long. Avery Moss, another tackle for the Giants.
So if you're Darrell Bevell and Pete Carroll's talking to you on the headset, you're trying to figure out, okay, yeah, this is a really, really long 3rd down. But what's our field goal range? What would we need to gain to get a field goal? Maybe call that play. Get us another 12, 13 yards where we can get in field goal range.
Blair Walsh's season long is 49 yards. Wilson, another screen, and it's dropped by Rawls. Seahawks have looked sloppy offensively here in the 1st half. And on 4th and 24, out comes the punter, John Ryan.
You know, you get that old phrase, trying to do too much, and you can see Rawls just turned his head ever so slightly, getting ready to look upfield to see where it was going, to see where the next defender was going to come from in this screen. And saw Jimmy Graham drop a ball on the sideline, trying to do a little too much. Just catch the ball first, then run after it.
Seattle has 168 yards of offense. The Giants have 35. The Giants defense has held Seattle off the scoreboard. That punt to the 10, timeout on the field.
You've got a strange effect on me, and I like it. You make my world seem bright. You make the darkness bright. Oh yes, you've got a strange effect on me, and I like it.
Test drive the new 2018 Acura TLX with precision all-wheel steer.
Yeah. I know you can feel the movement.
Lease the 2018 Acura TLX for $309 a month for well-qualified customers. Visit your Acura dealer today.
A dazzling place I never knew. A new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming. Let me share this whole new world with you.
Finally, I found chicken tenders that can pass as mine, which is nice because I've got better things to do. Peggy, I finished your shoulder. Millennials, am I right?
No. Oh, no. Yes.
Dinner!
Introducing McDonald's Buttermilk Crispy Tenders. Juicy and made with 100% white meat. They're not grandma's.
I'm okay with that.
But she's okay with that.
Got the corner, and he's going to run again, and he's going to score.
It's about as pretty as you can do it, isn't it?
A moment ago, frustration boiling over on the Seattle sideline. There's Tom Cable, the offensive line coach, and look at Doug Baldwin actually shoving the assistant head coach and offensive line coach, Tom Cable. Clearly, the offensive line struggling and some frustration from Baldwin on the sideline.
Kind of farm your own land if you're the offensive line coach, or if you're a receiver, if you're a running back. You do your job, and we'll pull this together. And you saw after that was all over, Russell Wilson got there and he kind of talked to the team and I think calmed them down, because each unit can shoulder a little bit of blame so far for their lack of production in the first half so far.
Seattle fell behind 10-0 in their last game against the Rams. Slow offensively, came back to win that game, and now again without finding the end zone here. Just 4:30 to go in the second quarter.
3 wide receiver set, spreading out the Seattle Seahawks defense.
On 2nd and 7, it's Vereen up the middle, and Vereen is tackled by KJ Wright. He's going to be a half-yard shy of a first down. But getting back to that Seattle offensive problems, yeah, we've seen the offensive line with the penalties and the protection breaking down, but coming into the game, Seattle had 6 drops as a team. Today, they already have 3, including 2 from Jimmy Graham.
And they've been critical drops on plays where you could see there was a big chunk of yardage coming. Jimmy Graham alone down the sideline, a screen pass to Rawls. Those were easy catches, and Graham also won in the end zone.
It's 3rd and 1. Gallman up the middle, hit hard, and maybe that extra effort gets him there, but I don't know. And
I don't think so.
This is an area the Giants have really struggled in this year. On 3rd and 4th or 1, they convert just 37% of the time. By far the worst in the NFL, and it's another 3rd and 1 where they don't move the chains.
Remember I talked about that extra linebacker, Cam Chancellor? You're running at him. I think you need to go elsewhere to try and find a hole.
So out comes Brad Wing with 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Lockett, the deep man for Seattle.
I'd rather have two guys back deep because Brad Wing has been spraying the ball all over the place.
High spiraling kick from Wing. Lockett from the 25. Lockett to the 30. And that's where the Seattle offense will go back to work after a 53-yard punt. Thursday, November 2nd, CBS reignites an American legend. Shamar Moore stars in the series premiere of SWAT. Thursday, November 2nd, only CBS. Now Eli Manning goes back to the sideline to talk with Mike Sullivan. That's not different. That was the channel of communication even when Ben McAdoo was calling the plays, because McAdoo had to stay out, focus on the defense. Eli would go back to the sideline, talk with Mike Sullivan, and then Mike Sullivan would relay Eli's thoughts to Ben McAdoo. But now that Sullivan is calling the plays for the second straight week, it's a direct line of communication between Sullivan and Manning. Eddie Lacy on first down, gets away from Harrison from behind, and picks up 3. And as we mentioned, the drops have doomed Seattle offensively in the first half.
You know what? I almost remember dropping a ball once, but not 2 or 3 times in the first half. This is tough because now you start to question what you're doing. You've exhausted some really good play calls, and you saw the frustration level on the sideline. It affects everybody, not just the guy who's throwing the football.
Is that all you had? One drop in your career?
That's all I can remember. I just didn't complete the catch.
Lacy is hit hard. That was Landon Collins coming up to make the hit, and that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Giants lead 7-0.
An SUV redefined. Acura watch. Standard. 3 rows of comfort. Available right now. This is the 2017 Acura MDX, and this is how we make it.
Lease the 2017 MDX for $409 a month for well-qualified customers. Visit your local Acura dealer today.
Wendy's is raising the bar when it comes to chicken, with new chicken tenders that have the perfect balance of crispy outside and tender inside, and a serious side of salsam sauce to go with them. And with a combo this great for just $5, the only question now is,
to dip or not to dip?
Making Wendy's new chicken tenders not just delicious, but deliciously different. But this $5 deal won't last long, so hurry and get one now. After all,
how can it go wrong?
Only at Wendy's.
Sir Jeremy, you are a true friend of the crown. Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly.
Madam Susan, you are an even truer friend of the crown. Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly.
What is that?
This is a spiced honey mead wine that I have really been into lately.
Please follow Sir Brad. He's going to give you a private tour of the pit of misery.
I'm sorry, what?
Pit of misery. Dilly dilly. Dilly dilly.
Here's to the friends you can always count on.
Wake up for football.
Give me all you got.
Start your Sunday live from London, only on NFL Network.
I'm just excited about this matchup.
The Vikings are poised to clash with the Browns and Myles Garrett.
Caught for the touchdown. We gotta believe in each other. Believe in ourselves.
Vikings.
And it's good for the touchdown.
Browns.
Oh, what a catch.
Get up for football. Next Sunday at 9:30, only on NFL Network.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Acura, precision crafted performance, and by State Farm, here to help life go right.
Coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report, JB, Phil, Nate Boomer, Coach Cower have all the latest NFL scores and highlights. It's all coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report. Following the 2-minute warning, 3rd down and 4 for Seattle. They have 2 timeouts left, Giants with all 3. Wilson, pump fakes, gets away, now throws and completes it for a first down to Tyler Lockett. Now Russell Wilson, as Darian Thompson, the free safety for the Giants, said this week, the play is never over, and that is a perfect example, a gain of 11. Seattle now goes no huddle as we approach 90 seconds to go. 1st and 10. Wilson over the middle, and that one is caught by Jimmy Graham. Reels it in at the 32-yard line, a pickup of 22, and now B.J. Goodson is slow to get up for the Giants. So Jimmy Graham, who dropped 2, brings that one in. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this.
The amazing new iPhone 8 is at AT&T, and we know you'll love it.
Because we know you want more.
More great camera features and more power.
And more than just unlimited data, we give you unlimited plans with HBO included for life.
Because you deserve more entertainment.
And more spokespeople. Talking like this, saying the word more.
AT&T.
It's time for more. Am I too close? I feel like I'm too close.
Get the iPhone 8, and with all AT&T Unlimited plans, get HBO for life, only from AT&T.
Goodson walks off the field because we're inside 2 minutes. The Giants charged with a timeout. So now each team with 2 remaining. And after the big play by Jimmy Graham, it's 1st and 10 for Seattle at the 32.
And Jimmy Graham made a difficult catch look easy on that one.
Wilson, deep shot to the end zone for Lockett. It's broken up. Darian Thompson and Eli Apple back deep, and now Lockett is down in the end zone for Seattle. And out comes the training staff.
Nice clean shot. He hit him kind of down in the stomach area.
And James, there's also a flag down on the
well,
far
he ran a
side
stop
of the
and
field.
go route. You get
Holding.
holding.
Defense number 24. A 5-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
That's on Eli Apple. 3rd time this year he's been called for defensive holding.
And when someone runs a stop and go move on you, the natural instinct is to put your hand out, and you're going to want to grab them. So right up here up top, one-on-one, and you're going to see just a little stopping of the feet right there, and you saw the grab and the pull of the jersey on the shoulder.
And Lockett is still down in the end zone. Now Pete Carroll is going to come out halfway to take a look. Lockett, 3rd-year man out of Kansas State, a 3rd-round pick by Seattle in the 2015 draft.
And a slightly built player, you know, listed at 5'10", 182 pounds. When you see him on the field for pregame warm-ups, you go, okay, whose little brother is that out here? But he can just fly, great change of direction, and a lot of toughness. He got hit right where you breathe, right there. See that's a legal hit, and you kind of like it, and it has to be done. If you're going to throw the ball and you're going to throw deep down those seams, that free safety is going to get involved in the play. Russell Wilson tried to look the free safety off and make him move in the opposite direction, but the ball hung in the air so long that he had time to recover and put a big hit on Lockett.
And just like the Giants were just charged for a timeout for the B.J. Goodson injury, Seattle charged for a timeout because of the Lockett injury. So now the Seahawks with just 1 remaining and 1:11 on the clock.
See, even with the injury, with the first down and the penalty, you would almost think that they wouldn't have been charged with a timeout, but you do charge them anyways under 2 minutes.
Wilson to the end zone for Baldwin, and it's broken up by Eli Apple. Good coverage on the play by the 2nd-year man out of Ohio State.
Well, trying to get a little bit of a rub route for Baldwin, but you get no rub, so Eli Apple's able to stay with him stride for stride, and Doug Baldwin actually has to knock the ball away from Eli Apple here. If Eli turns a little earlier, he may go up for this with 2 hands and get an interception.
Apple had one of the best games of his career last Sunday night in Denver. Pro Football Focus had him as the highest graded Giant. 10 targets, only 3 receptions allowed. 2nd and 10. Wilson over the middle, incomplete. Well, it was good to see Lockett back into the game for Seattle, but he couldn't get a hold of that one, and it's 3rd and 10.
You would love to have one of those big 6'2" or 3-inch wide receivers where you could throw this ball high and hard. They can go up and cradle it in their body. This snuck up on Lockett. I'm not sure if he was actually ready for it, if he really believed he was open enough to receive that pass.
It was interesting. You had the 5'10" Lockett guarded by the 5'9" Dante Dion. You don't see that very often in the NFL. 3rd and 10.
Towering over him.
3rd and 10. Minute to go. Here comes the pressure. Wilson just throws one up in the end zone, and it is juggled and caught by Lockett. There is a flag down.
Lockett was the guilty party on that one. He grabbed
is going to go against
and tugged him
Seattle.
Around.
Pass interference. Offense, number 16. A 10-yard penalty and repeat, 3rd down.
That looked a little more malicious, I think, from the side view than it does right here. You know, there's not a whole lot there, but from the side, it probably looks, the official who threw that flag, it looks like he's going to really pull him down. And Russell Wilson has been taking shots the entire first half. There's the side view, and you can see the defender. It looks like he loses his balance a little bit. Yeah, there's a little hand fighting there, but I don't know. I might have kept that flag in my pocket.
8 penalties in the first half on Seattle, and now the Giants call a timeout before this 3rd and 20 play. Don't forget, coming up, Verizon halftime report. We'll send you back across the river to our guys in our New York studio for all the scores and highlights from Week 7 of the NFL. Dante Dion, really interesting story. 5'9", 163 pounds out of Boise State. He was on the practice squad, and then when Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie was suspended last week, Giants brought him up. This is just his 2nd NFL game, and Ben McAdoo said he tells me every day that he got taller from the day before. And he's been out there in some big spots in this first half. He's out there again for 3rd and 20.
Look at the depth of the secondary across that line. Don't want him to pick up a first down. You want him kicking a field goal after this play.
Wilson to McKissick with a blocker in front. McKissick, and he is tackled just short of the first down. Great run after the catch by J.D. McKissick. He gets 16, but Pete Carroll will send out his kicker, Blair Walsh.
McKissick, who had been a wide receiver and who they convert to running back. They use him as a wide receiver there in that screen roll. And nice job by Janoris Jenkins. There are 2 people there to block him, and he fends off both of them. That's a nice tumble tackle.
So a chance for Seattle to get on the scoreboard. A 39-yard field goal attempt for Blair Walsh. He's 9 out of 10 this year, and he's got this one right down the middle. So with 42 seconds to go in the first half, the Seahawks have cut the deficit down to 4. Now we'll see how Ben McAdoo and Mike Sullivan, the offensive coordinator, want to handle this next possession for the Giants. They only have 1 timeout remaining. And you look at the numbers, and it's amazing the Giants are leading this game. I mean, Seattle's run 41 plays. The Giants have run just 16. Seattle actually has 15 first downs to the Giants' 16 plays.
Well, the long, 15, 16 play drive where they're down on the 1-yard line, they don't get it in, and all the attempts down close to possibly get it in. Like I say, they are exhausting their play call sheet of good plays. You know, you have a couple plays that should have been caught for touchdowns. You have a touchdown that gets caught when you gets called back because of a penalty. So a lot of good plays that they've already run, and they only have 3 points.
This will be a touchback. How do you play it now, James Lofton, from the 25-yard line with 1 timeout?
Well, where I would get the ball to Odell Beckham. No, he's not available. Maybe Brandon Marshall. No, he's not available. Sterling Shepard. I throw a screen.
Yeah, the 4 Giants wide receivers that are active today coming into the game had combined for 21 career receptions. The 4 receivers are Roger Lewis, Tavares King, Travis Rudolph, and Ed Egan.
And these are kids who are probably standouts in college, terrific high school players. They just haven't done it at this level, but they did enough to stick with the Giants either in the practice squad or the active roster.
And on first down, it just throws this one to the ground.
There they are. You know, they needed to have their Giant cards with them so that they could get into the game, because no one recognized them when they said, yeah, we really do play for the Giants.
And the Giants were encouraged midway through the week. Sterling Shepard said he was a full go at practice on Wednesday. Giants told us they kind of slowed him down later in the week and really wanted to see what he had at practice yesterday. Obviously, it didn't go so well as Shepard is inactive for the second straight game.
Offense, number 76, 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
First penalty this year on DJ Fluker, the big right guard out of Alabama.
I'll tell you this, those wide receivers who are suited up today, I talked to their position coach, Adam Henry, down on the field before the game. He said, I may be the happiest guy in the building. I'm getting to work with guys who it's a blank canvas, and they are receptive. They're listening to everything I say, and they're all soaking it in. So it might be their first time, but their coach is really enjoying their effort that they're putting out.
So now 2nd and 15. They hand it off to Shane Vereen. Nowhere to go. And we'll see if either team uses a timeout or if they just head off into the locker room. Appears that the latter will be the case. Giants do not have to snap the football. And at intermission, it'll be a 7-3 Giants lead. Eli Manning only attempted 8 passes in the first half, 4 out of 8 for 17 yards. But the touchdown to Ingram has given the Giants a 4-point halftime lead. That's the end of the first half with the Giants leading 7-3. Halftime is next after these first half highlights from Verizon and a word from your local station.
So, Verizon and Google have teamed up on the Pixel 2. It's a match made in tech heaven. It's like Verizon is the oil and Google is the balsamic.
No, actually, they separate into a suspension.
It's more like the Google Pixel 2 is the unlimited storage.
And Verizon is the best unlimited plan.
What if it's like H2 and O?
Yeah, that's right. Like that.
I had a feeling that would score with you guys. Good meeting.
When you really, really want the best, get the Pixel 2 for up to $300 off on Google's exclusive wireless partner, Verizon.
Cool Bears all new with Moms on a Ferris, Monday and Tuesday. Jake Tapper and Shamar Moore.
Y'all ready for the greatest catch of all time?
We are the F2 freestylers, and we're known for entertaining trick shots.
Oh, yes, thanks. Give me the Ronaldo,
Odell Beckham's a global superstar, man. Doesn't get much bigger, does it?
I'm Von Miller. I'm here in LA, and this is the men's lifestyle shoot.
Looking for the boys, you know we got that click.
I always thought I would have the opportunity to play in the National Football League, but Super Bowl MVP, never. Photo shoots like this, never. So it's a surreal experience for me.
Von is full of personality, and image, of course, is extremely reflective of your personality, so he's going to wear the clothes amazing. He definitely has like this city meets Western vibe. I think it's extremely unique.
It's always important to look your best. For me, I just try to be Von. I try to stand down and be different, and by doing that, I'm just myself.
I've been around football all my life. My dad was a football coach, but before that, he was a college quarterback. He loved...
CBS Sports presents the Verizon Halftime Report.
And welcome back to Studio 43 and the Verizon Halftime Report. I'm James Brown with the scores from today's early games. It was the Chicago Bears, despite a time of possession that was only 21 minutes, 25 seconds, and running 32 fewer plays, knocking off Carolina 17-3. Bears D impressive with 5 sacks in that one. Eddie Jackson, first NFL player with 2 75-yard defensive scores in that game. It was Minnesota by 8 over Baltimore. Vikings, 3rd straight win overall. Their defense impressive as well with 5 sacks and allowed only 64 rushing yards. In overtime, it was Tennessee over Cleveland. Ryan Suckup, a 47-yard game-winning field goal with 1:55 left. He wins it. By the way, 4 field goals in that one for Suckup. Jacksonville blanking Indianapolis 27-0. Jags above 500 through 7 games for the first time since 2007. It was New Orleans over Green Bay 26-17. Saints 4th straight win. First time since 2013. Mark Ingram, 105 yards on the ground and 1 touchdown. Miami by 3 over New York. It was Cody Parkey, a game-winning 39-yard field goal with 22 seconds left in that one. Miami with 17 unanswered in the 4th quarter. Rams blanking Arizona 33-0. Rams have won 4 out of the last 5. Their first 5-2 start since 2003. And Buffalo by 3 over Tampa. Stephen Hauschka, his game-winning 30-yard field goal, getting it done there, and make that Sean McDermott first Bills coach to win first 3 home games. Coming up, folks, all the highlights. That when the Verizon Halftime Report continues right here on CBS.
Thursdays, only CBS gives you more. More bang.
Do you want to make out? The Stephen Hawking roll through the quad?
More Sheldon.
I can't lie to my mother.
Believe in yourself. More Mom.
I'm so proud of you. I always knew you could barely do it.
More Life.
We did it!
Oh, we'll put on some pants.
More.
You're way too much woman for me.
Only one way to find out for sure.
TV's #1 lineup is giving you more. Thursday, November 2nd, only CBS.
Week 8 in the league kicks off with Thursday Night Football on CBS and NFL Network. Folks, it'll feature an AFC matchup between the Dolphins and the Ravens.
How about the Miami Dolphins today, JB? They come back from 14 points down, 17 unanswered points with Matt Moore, the last 2 touchdowns. Jay Cutler has got a chest injury. We'll see about his status on Thursday. And, boy, the Baltimore Ravens are reeling. They've lost 4 of their last 5. Joe Flacco really has nobody else around them. So this will be one of those must-win games for the Baltimore Ravens for them to stay in this hunt in the AFC North. A depleted receiving core by Baltimore, and as you mentioned, Matt Moore got it done in relief. No question about it. All right, folks, with that in mind, the Verizon Halftime Report continues after this.
Watch live, local, and primetime games with NFL Mobile. Only on Verizon.
The rioting spread to another cell block.
An officer was stabbed.
I'm pulling my people in 24 hours.
You work for me.
I work for my police officers.
4 years off the team, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. My Chiefs family gave me an overwhelming amount of support.
When they decided to do pink, after that caught on, I think it's really important because people now identify with that.
Not just being at breast cancer, but for all cancer, man, that's huge.
You know, through awareness, knowledge, research, I think that we can all attack this together.
.26 to go in the 4th. 2nd down and 10 at the New England 22.
Yes!
Touchdown. So the Jets win.
Yes!
When this agent's friend becomes a suspect,
He's a good man. There's got to be a reason he's involved.
NCIS LA goes undercover
You 2 boys clean up well.
at the most dangerous event of the season.
Guns and alcohol. What could go wrong?
Be the perfect setup for an assassination.
New NCIS Los Angeles, CBS tonight.
Week 7 continues with Sunday Night Football on NBC and Monday Night Football on ESPN. Then Week 8 kicks off with Thursday Night Football in Baltimore.
CBS Sports presents the Verizon Halftime Report.
And welcome back to our New York studio and the Verizon Halftime Report. Watch live, local, and primetime games with NFL Mobile only on Verizon. Back here in Studio 43 with the full house. Of course, let's take a look at the scores right now. 10 and 12. Of course, 10 is Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. And we expected a tough one and tight one here. 20-14 Pittsburgh on top there. And, of course, 12, we got Seattle and New York. Low scoring, close affair there. Phil, talk about Mixon and the ground attack there.
Well, Joe Mixon, they got him more involved. Bill Lay's the new coordinator for the Cincinnati Bengals, and here we see him just make a nice cutback. Stay on your blocks. Long gain of 25 yards, get him the football. Also, he can come out of the backfield, make some catches. Picked up 8 yards on that catch. And then, of course, the old draw play. Working well, but Joe Mixon, I think, the most talented runner for the Cincinnati Bengals, so find ways to get him the football.
And on the other side, they say that imitation is the best form of flattery. Joe Mixon doing his best impression of Le'Veon Bell, catching out of the backfield, and that's what he does. Very explosive with the yards after catch, and here we are in between the tackles with a lead blocker, taking a move, making a move, and getting upfield. Usually the first guy misses. Check this out. Catches out the backfield, makes a move, gets past the linebackers. Now he's into the secondary, stiff arm safety, and he keeps moving upfield. He's not just a running back. When he catches the ball, he looks more like a wide receiver or even a punt returner with the rock in his hand. And that's the comparison right there. These are the two feature backs within these two offenses. And here's the thing. Whatever team can go out there and control the clock the best might be the team that ends up winning this game in the fourth quarter.
I don't know what happened there at the end of the second quarter there with the Cincinnati Bengal defense. The 2nd and 17. And if you're William Jackson, you can't let Antonio Brown get behind you by 16 yards for a first down, and then they go down and kick a field goal. The other thing I will say, talking about the New York Giants and Seattle real quickly, I'm exhausted from watching Russell Wilson run all over the place.
I think both these quarterbacks in the Pittsburgh-Cincinnati game, Dalton and Roethlisberger, have been spot on. There's only been 5 incompletions in the whole day. Both have thrown 2 touchdown passes. And honestly, right now, one of the differences when you're seeing is you saw the big play at the end of the first half. Ben Roethlisberger will throw the ball down the field as much as anybody in the National Football League. And I've always said throwing the ball down the field, 3 things can happen. And 2 of them are good. Incomplete pass, pass interference, or catch. We've had all the pass interference. That's why he loves to take those shots. And so, again, a turnover here could be the difference in this game.
I think the big thing is, you're right, the quarterbacks have been sharp. They've been given time. And, they got to – Andy Dalton's got to find ways to get the football to A.J. Green.
I'm loving Ben's comments. Maybe I'm done. Please. Verizon Halftime Report continues.
CBS Sports presents the Verizon Halftime Report. Watch live, local, and primetime games with NFL Mobile only on Verizon.
Kevin James and Leah Remini star in a new Kevin Can Wait, CBS Monday.
Y'all ready for the greatest catch of all time?
We are the F2 freestylers, and we're known for entertaining trick shots.
Oh, yes, thanks. Give me the Ronaldo,
Odell Beckham's a global superstar, man. Doesn't get much bigger, does it?
I'm Von Miller. I'm here in LA, and this is the Men's Lifestyle Shoot.
Looking for the boys, we got that click.
I always thought I would have the opportunity to play in the National Football League, but Super Bowl MVP, never. Photo shoots like this, never. So it's just a real experience for me.
Von is a full personality, and image, of course, is extremely reflective of your personality, so he's going to wear the clothes amazing. He definitely has like this city meets Western vibe. I think it's extremely unique.
It's always important to look your best. For me, I just try to be Von. I try to stand down and be different, and by doing that, I'm just myself.
I've been around football all my life. My dad was a...
Want to stay up to date? Hey Siri, show me football scores.
Sun setting in East Rutherford, New Jersey, and we're through 2 quarters of play. The Giants lead the Seahawks 7-3. Back in the booth with Hall of Fame wide receiver James Lofton, I'm Andrew Catalon. The Giants have 42 yards of offense. yet they lead the game by 4, James.
And when you watch this first half, there's a certain rhythm that you get used to watching NFL football. Offense, they want to be in rhythm. But the defense, they want to squash all that noise, and that's what the Giants have been able to do successful in the first half. They've been able to throw off the rhythm that the Seahawks would love to create offensively. And when the Giants got their chance offensively, they punched it in the end zone. So they got the beat.
Eli Manning 4 out of 8 for 17 yards. The Giants offense will get the ball first here to start the second half. Big Blue looking for their second straight win after beating Denver a week ago, and Seattle's trying to make it 3 in a row. They had their bye last week, but won their previous 2 games against the Colts and Rams, who earlier today, the Rams going to 5-2 in the NFC West. Here's Vereen on the return. There will be no return. It's a touchback as we take a closer look at the numbers between the 2 quarterbacks. Russell Wilson, 15 out of 23 for 171 yards. And you see Eli's numbers there. This is what happened last week. Manning only completed 11 passes. Giants ran the ball. Here they're not really doing anything offensively, but it's their defense that has gotten the job done.
Well, they got a team win last week. The run game was great. The defense was opportunistic. Janoris Jenkins had an interception return for a touchdown. This time Landon Collins picks up a fumble that sets up a touchdown for the Giants. So they've taken advantage of the opportunities, and they haven't done anything poorly on offense.
Empty backfield on 1st and 10. Manning running right. And Manning throws this one deep down the field and out of bounds. Incomplete. Sheldon Richardson was applying pressure. Last 4 possessions for the Giants. They had that short drive after the fumble by Rawls, but other than that, it was Brad Wing with 3 punts in the first half.
They probably never got through their opening 15 or 20 plays that they wanted to run, because when they got the ball down in the red zone, those plays aren't on your first 15.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Manning completes it to Darkwa. And Darkwa is dragged down by KJ Wright. It'll be 3rd and 3 for the Giants.
This is such a solid Seahawks defense. They don't make a lot of mistakes. It's hard to fool them. They're basic in their approach. What you have to be able to do, just like Eli Manning did on that last play, take what the defense gives you. Sometimes you play against a defense and you want to take what you want. You have to really be patient against the Seahawks.
Seattle defense has held the Giants to 0 for 4 on 3rd downs. Third and 4. Manning, quick pass to Ingram. He's got it, and he's got the first down. KJ Wright with another tackle, but it's the 3rd catch today for the rookie Evan Ingram.
You've got a rookie tight end who is the lead man in your passing game. The defense knows it, but Seattle, they won't make a tremendous adjustment and say, okay, we're going to do everything we can to stop Evan Ingram at the expense of leaving one of these young wide receivers one-on-one or running through a zone empty-handed. So you're going to make sure that your guys are where they're supposed to be. Cam Chancellor is the deep safety. The up safety throws out.
There's Tavares King trying to get around the edge. Great job by the Seattle defense, and Bobby Wagner throws King to the ground for a loss of 8. Seahawks not fooled on that one.
Stay at home, do your job. All the little things that experienced defenses do. And sure, there were a couple of offensive linemen who were going left, but when some linemen started to pull to the right, the linebackers immediately started going in that direction, knowing that a reverse was coming.
Wagner is cousins with former Giants great Justin Tuck. Didn't know they were cousins till Wagner was in high school. He started a relationship with Tuck on AOL Instant Messenger. So their relationship started. Now they talk quite often. And again, the Seattle defense shutting down the Giants. Justin Coleman with the tackle. And an injury update for the Giants defensively. B.J. Goodson has an ankle injury. He will not return. So the Giants will be without their middle linebacker here in the second half. They're already without Jonathan Casillas, one of their starting linebackers today.
You can expect Eli Manning to be very careful with the football here on 3rd down. Looks like a 3-man rush to start the Seahawks.
3rd and 17. It's Green, well short of the chains. Shaquille Griffin, the rookie out of Central Florida, makes the stop, and out comes Brad Wing.
So Eli Manning, realizing 3-down rush, they've got 8 guys in coverage and probably not going to get anything down the field with these young players who, I don't know if they're going to go 14, if they're going to go 16, if they're going to break it at the right depth.
It's blocked. Wing's punt is blocked by DJ Alexander, and Diassi grabs it at midfield. Alexander went to the Pro Bowl for special teams when he was a member of the Chiefs, and he gets a hold of this one by Brad Wing. Seahawks with good field position when we come back.
Want to get away? Now you can with Southwest fares as low as $59 one way. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency.
Building an alliance. There are enemies coming. I need warriors.
I just pushed some people and run away. Let's go. Come together.
You might not have thought that through.
Justice League, rated PG-13. Experience it in IMAX.
Every agent has a past.
Good morning, Mickey.
Somebody turned me into a meme. What was a meme? And their secrets are coming out.
Who's hiding something?
Situation's worse than they led us to believe. New NCIS. Then, Bull's friend is accused of murder.
To know you is to loathe you.
But is someone on this jury the real killer?
Kill a man, then volunteer to be on the jury. It's pretty clever.
A new Bull after a new NCIS. CBS this Tuesday.
This broadcast is copyrighted by NFL Productions for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of NFL Productions is prohibited.
Seahawks linebacker DJ Alexander blocking the punt. Brad Wing, who continues to have a miserable season for the Giants. A 16-yard punt after it was blocked. So Seattle gets the football at midfield. 1st down and 10. 7-3, the Giants lead.
Hey, check. Even wide ball. Triple.
You heard that check.
And it's a run to Eddie Lacy, and he's tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Curtis Grant finishing him off. And the Seahawks have been sloppy today in this game against the Giants. 3 drop passes, 8 penalties for 63 yards. And the turnover was the fumble by Thomas Rawls.
Why are you looking at me? I didn't drop anything. We were here in the stadium the other day playing catch, running 40s, and we were pretty successful with what we were doing. I didn't drop a ball at all.
We've only dropped 1 in your career, you said. So.
1 that I remember.
Right. There's the pass to Baldwin, who slips a tackle. And Baldwin gets an extra 4 yards out of eluding that first tackle.
And that little extra yardage, because that would look like a 1-yard loss. So he takes that from being, 11 yards to go. Now it's just 7 yards to go. And it eases it for Darrell Bevel a little bit, because now you can kind of chip away at this thing on 3rd down here.
6 catches for Baldwin today. He now has 401 for his career. He passes Bobby Ingram for 5th in franchise history. 3rd down and 6. Wilson with JPP coming. Wilson gets rid of it, completes it to Lockett, but he is tackled by Kennard, 3 yards shy of a first down, and Pete Carroll does not hesitate, sending out his punter, John Ryan.
Steve Spagnuolo has done a great job with pressure, bringing it from all angles, and JPP unblocked, probably not a good idea if you're on the offensive line for the Seattle Seahawks.
Russell Wilson, coming into the game, had been knocked down 42 times this year. Only Carson Palmer had been knocked down more. He goes to the ground again after the pressure from Pierre-Paul. Ryan kicking to Egan. Ed Egan at his own 10-yard line calls for a fair catch. With 9:44 to go, third.